Hey, you got time for a beer? I know I do. Welcome to my show. My name's Jake. It's not Thursday today, but I do have a new beer here for you. Don't forget, you can find me on Untapped YouTube and Twitter, all at tubajake_69. Instagram's a little bit different. It's just tubajake underscore. Might have a line on getting that fixed, but we'll see. Don't forget to tell me your stories. I like to hear them. Hopefully you do too, because I'm going to tell you stories. It's kind of what I do here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because I like when you do that. Seeing those notifications, it makes me happy. The beer I've got for you today is Midnight Peddler. It's a porter from Beard's Brewing Company up in Petoskey. I've heard good things. The beers that I've had from them have all been good too. Know some people up there. Kind of neat. 6.2% porter, so should be pretty decent. Let's get this started. So all of these breweries that I keep finding that I really like are all like 3 hours away, 5 hours away, 6 hours away. There are smaller ones that are a lot closer, but they're not doing the kind of production that they're doing further away. I mean, all these ones are in Michigan too, by the way. There's a lot of space in Michigan. 6 hours to Michigan. I'm not even at the southern end of Michigan, but from Detroit to Iron Mountain, I'm gonna imagine it's pretty close to 8 hours. Might be further than that. It's a long trip, for sure. My dad's cousin used to drive from Indian River to Milwaukee, and depending upon the time of day that they left, it was faster to go one way or the other around the lake. So like up through the UP or down around through Chicago. If you're gonna hit Chicago at rush hour, it's not worth it. So you go up and around. But if you can leave and not hit Chicago at rush hour, it's not a bad trip, apparently. So they would switch which way they went, just depending upon when they were gonna leave from their cabin in Indian River. So it's a porter. It should be dark. Weird. It's dark. Usually porters are a little bit less dark than stouts, but I'm not seeing less dark. It's pretty dark, which is fine. It says that it's smooth, chocolatey, and roasty, which are all things that I like in a beer. Those are very nice things to have in a beer. I guess they're not in. It says that it's brewed in Charlevoix, but it says to visit their tap room or visit our pub in Petoskey. I mean, those are two very different cities, but they're also sort of close together, but not really, but sort of. So, I mean, there's that, right? That's a good thing to know. There's definitely beer in this can. Definitely. That's nice. It's a good thing to know. Midnight Peddler. Let's see what it's like. Smells like roasted barley and fermented sugar. Okay, there it is. A little bit of, it tastes like there's black malt in this, which would make sense since it's black. And you get that every once in a while. Sometimes they'll use a chocolate malt in a porter. Sometimes it'll be a little bit lighter than that even, but I don't know what all those words are. Not amber, it's darker than that for sure, generally. But this one, the black malt always tastes a little bit burnt to me, which is fine. I mean, I like smoked beers, so it just wasn't exactly what I mean, they're explaining it as chocolatey, and it's a really dark chocolate if it's chocolatey. A really dark chocolate. Like, I like dark chocolate, and this tastes burnt. But it is definitely beer, and I like beer. to tell you the truth, I'd have this again. On tap, sure, yes. I'd be like, oh, I know that one. I would like that. Okay, good. I was a little bit worried there. My watch decided that it didn't want to have the recording that I'm doing up there, but I can see the mirror that's behind here that it's still working, so I'm happy. Yeah, the hops aren't super strong in it, which is good. I mean, it's a porter, so hops shouldn't be super strong. You're gonna end up with some English hops, Wellington or something like that, and it's gonna be kind of a light hopped thing because it's an English style and very malt forward, which this is very malt forward, which is nice. I like those kinds of beers. Way better than the yeast forward ones. Not my favorite. What else about that? I don't know. That's good. Does this remind me of a beer? What was that? Where was that from? There's like a Nighthawk one from someplace. Elysian, maybe? Elysian Brewery might have done that one. That one was dark and I think maybe pumpkin. This does not taste like pumpkin, but it's got, I don't know. It's the dark malt, I think. Or the black malt, yeah. That's what and then it's a little bit sweeter from, I don't know, whatever else they put in it. Does this remind me of this story? Not really. It just reminds me of people. Just thinking of Petoskey, there's this one guy that I had met in college. We called him Chief. He said that we could definitely call him Chief and that would be fine with him, which was nice because, I mean, he's like a 6'2" Indian dude. Feathers, not dots, if that's not super racist, I don't know what is. But yeah, he actually sits on the tribal council up in Petoskey. So I mean, really, technically, Chief. I know he took some time off from that too. Health things, you know, because he's Native American and they have health things that go along with that. Diabetes, if I remember the story that I saw. But yeah, he's a good guy, Aaron. Played tuba with him in the marching band at Central, so he was a marching Chippewa. I think he's Ojibwe, if I remember correctly. So, actually, for real, a marching Chippewa. Did I mention he's a great guy? He really is. Nice guy. Interesting life after we stopped hanging out, for sure. He was actually there at the advent, or the first time that we wrote down the tuba union rules. Chief was there. I think technically he was the first one in charge, but it was at my apartment and I was doing the writing. So I like to say that I was the first tuba union president, but could have been Chief, for sure. Well, that was super weird. Yeah, tubas with freaking laser beams. I don't think we got those yet. We did get a Hofer lunchbox though, but don't tell his wife we said that. It was her. So we got some of the stuff. Which is really cool because, you know, a lot of times when you're making up a fake organization like that, it doesn't really matter. But that was a lot of fun. I did enjoy that. Anyway, I've got a quote for you. This one is from Benjamin Franklin, founding father, resident old guy. He said, "An investment in knowledge pays the best interest." Okay, I'm just curious if he means like you get the most out of it, like it returns on itself, or like people are more interested in knowledge, so you should invest in that and people will be interested in you. Yeah, I think that's all I've got there. So don't forget, you can find me at tubajake_69 on Untapped, YouTube, and Twitter. And you can find me at @tubajake_ on Instagram. Don't forget to tell me your stories. I like to hear them. Hopefully you do too, because I'm going to tell you stories. They might be different stories. They might be new stories. They might be the same stories, but different. But I'm going to tell you stories. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so that it makes me feel good when you do. I really like hearing from people like the Squatchy Brew dude that keeps commenting on my YouTube stuff, which I really appreciate. It's very nice to hear from people that also like beer and like hearing my stories. It's amazing. So anyway, I will see you next time when you got time for a beer.